If you build it, they will come. This is nonsense. If you build it without asking anybody if they wanted the damn thing, then they might come where you might have wasted $40 million, build something no one asked for. This popular quote is condescending nonsense. People had imaginations. People had sci-fi. Chang-E was flying to the moon. Jules Verne's characters were going to the bottom of the sea. We're still waiting on our hoverboards. We all have an innate gift to imagine things, so you can transmit ideas to one another, stuff you can't touch, like law and order. I can give that to someone else with words and imagination. That's really powerful. And I believe that in this room, we're sitting on a treasure trove of creative genius. I would bet that every single one of you has an idea sitting in here, or maybe on a Word document somewhere that you didn't necessarily act on because we're busy and we get spread thin. You got kids at home, you're a caretaker for an aging parent, we have things going on. So these dreams get deferred. What can we do about this? Solutions first, thinking if I just run with the idea and start shoveling money at it, I'm gambling with my precious resources. I don't want to do that, it's really risky. So I'd rather approach things a different way. Try prototyping. Not the thing with wires sticking out of it that costs $1 million to make, but literally anything that you can use to test an idea. I want to lower that bar to the floor so we can walk over it with ease. I want to practice low friction entrepreneurship. This is the stress-free zone. And I think we can all approach this. So I'm going to give some examples of prototyping just to show you it can be done. This was one of the first early smartphones. Jeff Hawkins made this out of wood and paper. As you can see, if it's going to dig into your hips, you bend over, if it's going to feel awkward to pull it out during a meeting, while someone's trying to maintain eye contact. What is happening? Someone is in a fetal position. These are my classmates. Pretending to be a tire in a car that needs a tire repair and acting that out on the side of the road. Using the power of imagination. There we go. This is a high fidelity prototype. So high fidelity meaning pretty close to the real thing of a grieving activity book that you put plants in the ground to potato seeds when you're done processing. We've done low fidelity prototyping for not just products. Sometimes people feel like products are more approachable, but also for services. This is a video game in the works. Didn't have to write a single line of code to get my ideas out, externalize it. A service might be prototyped with, hey, here's what it could look like. You might recognize this. It's old branding for a filet community. What do you think? Would you come? Would you check it out? Does it vibe? Then you get that feedback. And your prototype might just take you far. This one is of a little company that you might have used in the past. They had to fail a couple times before they got it right. We've got to be able to fail a couple times before we get it right. So do it cheaply, quicker, earlier. So this is my challenge to you. Take one of those ideas that you've been sitting on and dust it off and sketch it out. Prototype it. This doesn't have to take a lot of your bandwidth. It can just be a 20-minute thing if you want. Sketch it out in your preferred setting. Maybe you're a pen and paper person. Maybe you like the Word docs, the collaborative thing, and write design pillars for it. Those can be 3 cornerstones to help you triangulate. Where's this going to go? They could be values that you want to abide by. They could be feelings, emotions you want to evoke and people to experience this idea. They could be guardrails like, oh, it must do this, it must not do that. What these design pillars allow you to do is say no to the noise and the good ideas that crowd for space, and just say yes to the really, really great idea at its core. Then, this is the tricky part, you gotta share it with somebody. Okay? Someone who's not too biased in your favor, and get some honest feedback. Ideally, this would be like your target user of the idea. Let's share it with them. What do you like about it? What would you change? What would you improve? That's one half. Then check in with yourself, and if it aligns with your values, right, where you want to go with your life, how you want to live, then you've achieved that mutual choosing. And that to me is a green light to invest in more of your valuable resources, see if it can fly. Thank you.